The internet is a place where people can connect from around the world. The internet, a place where any of the 3.6 billion users from around the world can instantly connect. And those 3.6 billion users, 210 million of them are addicted to social media.
I'm Phoebe Wilkinson. I'm 18 years old, and the one I use the most is probably Snapchat, and it's phoebe.wilkie.
My name's Will. I primary site is YouTube. Forgettable Will is my tag. Social media is a platform to connect with other people, is what I'd say it is. It's a connection, kind of brings people together, supposedly.
Ooh, I would say it's communication, so communicating with your friends, mainly friends, not family as much. And I would say it's just a way to keep up to date with things and like keep in the loop.
So when it comes to like notifications, like if I get a like or a comment, I've actually turned them off, mostly because it's not very important to me. I mean, a like is important. It is important to know that people enjoy it or enjoy it enough to like, but the difference becomes like an addiction or like gratification, certain bit of gratification that you need. It's not something I have really, and I think I did have it at the start. I think what happened was I used to like constantly check, always check. I get fixated on it, and I was like, this isn't healthy, and it's not making me feel any extreme emotions when I do it. It is like I'm trying to find some meaning to it or something, but it doesn't really affect me anymore.
Involved in it because people get involved with numbers, don't they? I think they got obsessed with how many times someone shared it, or even all these things. Like people, if you put a picture on, if you might think it's a really nice picture, but if people don't like it, you might think, oh, maybe it's not. Like you probably second guess yourself. So I think that would be better to just have, you're not going to get any feedback from other people. You're not looking for that confirmation then, I would say. Yeah. Oh no. I mean, I don't know, to be honest, Snapchat, I don't ever post that much. I guess I mainly post like good food, maybe a song, maybe with the songs I'll be like, oh, maybe people won't like that song, so maybe. But if I doubt myself that much, I think, oh, I just won't put it on. Like I would never get stressed about putting something on. I did get stressed when I set up my art Instagram because I wanted to keep it professional, and then people start tagging, like my friends have started tagging me in things. So now it's not as professional because obviously uni's looking for your online portfolio, or anyone professional. They're now going to get all these like party pictures of me, and they're not even bad pictures, but like, if you swipe, like obviously you can have your main one. If you swipe to people, things are tagged you in, it is like parties and stuff, which then again, like you have to worry about the perception you're giving out to maybe people that, even customers that even wanted to buy, or you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I would rather keep them completely separate, and those have kind of collided, which has maybe stressed me out a bit, yeah.
First get a comment, I just kind of read it, I just see, what is this? Is it funny? Is it constructive? Is it just good job? I appreciate the good job ones. I feel it's more like someone going, hey, good job. Like it feels like the same experience as if someone walked up to you in the street and said, nice shoes. To me, it's nice, but it's not like I need more of this. It's like I'm fine with whatever I get. The only difference became is when I got, I guess, a first negative comment was something like, this is boring. And I kind of, at first, kind of got a bit annoyed. I was like, oh, did they really have to comment that? But then I was like, do you know what? I agree. And then I just changed up my content. Just tried to make it more engaging, tried to make it better. Because for a point as well, like I just thought, well, maybe that's not my target audience. Maybe I'm not trying to be fast paced and try continuously get the viewers' engagement. Well, I mean, obviously you kind of want that, but it's less like every 5 seconds a random noise has to play, but more of just it's more relaxed, I guess, more relaxed content. So yeah, I constantly get fixated on like negative comments because it's like, what have I done that's so bad for them to point it out? I just say like, don't delete it, just let it happen, because if you delete it, then they've kind of won. Like if you delete something because someone said so, it's like they've won. So keep on going. If you agree with the negative comment, like if it was mine, which is just I'm boring, I feel like that's quite constructive, but it's still negative overall, but it was constructive. So even if it's just in a small way, connection in dopamine and social media it's quite intrinsically linked. Is that the right word? It might be the wrong word, but it's very tightly connected. It's dopamine is a chemical that kind of produces happiness in a sense, and it kind of gives you small doses with everything you do on social media. When you swipe, when you click, when you send a message, everything does it.
It's like a feel-good chemical that's released in the brain.
Connection to social media.
Is it like constant? So like if you're like scrolling through something, it releases dopamine, just short bursts of like happiness.
Dopamine is a chemical in the body that makes you feel good. Dopamine is triggered for a lot of people by swiping through social media on their phone, as they get a small hit of it. You may notice over time you will become bored of swiping through social media as the dopamine receptors in your brain start to shut down. So this is called desensitization. It makes you become less invested and happy with the task you are doing. Therefore, people get increasingly addicted to using their phones to continue enjoying the use of it. You must scroll even more than before. Eventually, after spending too much time being revolved around social media, the dopamine receptors will shut down completely, which leads to people feeling depressed and isolated. When people are obsessed with social media, it can be hard for them to be happy.
Like it was actually just a year ago, but that's not the point. It was still quite a while ago. It was end of lockdown. I believe I recorded it near Christmas, just after Christmas time, which is when I was available. I just hadn't edited it. So by the time I uploaded it, I didn't really have emotional connection to that video. But I think you still get scared. You still look at it. My advice usually is make sure you schedule it and upload it for a time where you're not thinking about it. So usually a time when you're out. For me, it was at college. So I scheduled it for a time when I was at college and just left it. I mean, obviously when I get home, I check it, but when it uploaded, I didn't have that anxiety. It was mostly anxiety I was feeling when video came up. I mean, sure, there was excitement somewhere. I think there might have been excitement for my first couple of ones, but like I said, I do that thing where I upload when I'm not really focused. So addiction to social media is an interesting question, because it then becomes a question of, because social media is a large part of the internet. You can do a lot of stuff on social media, right? So you could be addicted to talking to people, but then that comes into question: is it the social side that people are addicted to, or is it the gratification side of it that people are kind of being addicted to? And I'd probably say out of those two, it is the gratification side. But the problem is, it kind of works in both ways. Like, you wouldn't have the gratification side if the social side wasn't there. Like, if there weren't people to, click like, there wouldn't be that idea. But I think it's something to regulate, I guess. I think it's for anyone who has been addicted to social media. Was the question? Answer: I don't think so. But then it's the question of what classes an addiction. I mean, I've heard somewhere that you can't really stop when you try. Like, you keep on going back, and I guess that then becomes an issue of understanding why you want to quit social media as well. Because I could be considered an addict to social media since I have all of them. But do I spend all my hours on it? No. But I keep on coming back because I enjoy the content that's put out there. So again, there's the enjoyer side of content as well. So